it's very interesting what's happening, because we all know that, you know, grey is the colour, and it's the colour of the decade, I think. And it's just getting stronger and stronger in its presence. It's not going away. It's been with us now for about maybe 4 or 5 years, and it's just getting stronger. It's a great colour scheme to use, because you can adapt it to almost anything. You can add other colours in for accent, you can add textures, you can add pattern. It just works really well with today's contemporary look. So we have that base of grey. We often have very natural wood grain colours and wood grain textures. And so what we see a lot of is white and grey together with the wood grain, and that combination is so easy to use, and it's so easy for people to make it their own, to make it an individual look, even though I've just described it in one sentence, but it can look very different for each person. So there's that. Then one other really lovely thing is the use of colour in recent times. So what we see is amazing colour combinations that are very different to what we saw in the past. So we see pinks and oranges being put together, and we see all different forms of blue being layered over each other. And so you see very beautiful, bright colours introduced in amazing patterns that are different patterns being put together. And so this idea of layering things, where we layer colour, we layer texture, we layer pattern, and we do all of that and we come up with a beautiful balance. So colour is a really important thing. And I think also if we think about metallics, we see some very amazing contemporary colours that are like copper, and they probably are copper, but they're not the strong copper of the past. There will be a copper colour that's somewhere between copper and gold, or it'll be an antiqued effect on the copper, so it gets quite a dark grey look to it with a copper coming through. And so with that copper colour, it's quite an interesting thing, because you can actually put it together with other things. You can put it together also with silver. Works beautifully with silver. And so what I've seen quite a bit of is very natural, neutral colours and patterns like wood grains with this gorgeous copper colour, either metallic or some sort of an unnatural copper that's been created. And those two things together, they work. It's like a juxtaposition between the wood and the copper, and that gives you an amazing contemporary look.